action!
Welcome to MTV at the Movies, the show that brings you the hottest and freshest news in the world of cinema.
Good to know.
Nice.
But this is no ordinary episode. We're looking back at 2009 in its entirety to bring you the best of a year packed with movie thrills and big stars.
Wow!
Though it was extremely difficult to decide, we'll give you our picks on who we crowned as the hottest actors of the year.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Plus, we'll show you some of the most hilarious, stimulating, frightening and mind-blowing movies that 2009 left behind.
That's exciting.
In case you missed anything this year, you have nothing to worry about. That is, unless you leave your seat.
Cool.
Welcome to the show. This is the first time we've ever recapped on an entire year of film.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Do it!
We've got lots to share with you, so let's get started right away with our pick of the hottest actress of 2009. There were so many beautiful faces and hot bodies to choose from. But of course, we had to narrow it down to one. And here at MTV at the Movies, there's none more deserving than Megan Fox.
Thank you. I feel so silly accepting this award. I'm so embarrassed.
Megan has one of those sort of supernaturally beautiful movie star faces.
There's the physicality, obviously. She's incredibly striking. She's also smart.
She's Megan Fox.
Looks like everyone agrees that she's flawless. But you may be surprised to know that this was fairly fresh news to Megan.
I was out of high school before I even did the deed the first time.
You know, we got a lot of hate mail for this. It seems it was the end of the line for lots of Megan's high school classmates out there, claiming they had hooked up with the hottest girl in the world back then.
She's actually evil.
I know.
You want it?
Don't mistake this actress for being merely a sex symbol. She's got a mind of her own, and some pretty strong convictions to go with it.
I think that just being a woman who's not afraid of her sexuality... Why don't you just come here and kiss me again? And also having a mouth that you can use to say things that are at least halfway intelligent. You are as empowered as you need to be to rule the world, really.
However, we found out Megan is not willing to put that to the test on the big screen.
Ugh, never. All I have left are my private parts, and I don't want to also share them with the world.
Trust us. We tried to talk her out of that silly idea, but we had to quit after we heard this.
If you ever push me to the point of losing my temper, that's screaming like you've never heard in your life before.
So the lesson here, we think, is to just look at her from a distance and not tick her off. But if for some miraculous reason you do manage to get a date with Megan, we've got another helpful tip. Right off her lips.
If I end up after kissing you with a ring of saliva around my mouth, you did something very wrong, and you lose, and I don't talk to you anymore.
So if you're a very honourable guy who loves her for who she is, and you're a good no-spit kisser, then you may have a chance with her, right?
I mean, I guess it depends on the person that you're talking about. I would rather kiss girls.
No way.
No need to feel bad, gentlemen. It's also stuff like that that makes her the hottest girl in the world. So we'll just have to continue to see her on the big screen for now.
Thank you, and I will continue to try to be a really hot actress for you.
Next up in our 2009 recap, it's time to reminisce about those funny people that made us keel over in our seats.
Please don't do that.
And if laughter really is the best medicine, then we've picked the best doctors to write the prescriptions.
What's up? I'm Bruno.
Now, he might not look like a trustworthy doctor, but he may be the boldest and most outrageous comedian in the game today.
You may find this very hard to believe, but I'm gay. Okay.
Sacha Baron Cohen played the dense and extremely flamboyant Bruno in, you guessed it, Bruno. His hilarious reality-based shenanigans had us all wondering, how can people actually believe this man?
How did you find your son?
I swapped him.
Swap the baby for what?
For an iPod.
With Sacha's insatiable taste for social awkwardness, it's often hard to tell who ends up more confused, the people he talks to or Bruno himself.
Why are you so anti-Hamas?
You're confusing Hamas with hummus, I believe.
But Bruno isn't the only man this year who had a hard time making friends. If anyone can relate, it's Paul Rudd, who played the lonely guy in the blockbuster film I Love You Man.
3, go!
A movie about a likeable middle-aged fellow whose friends list was so short he didn't even have a best man for his wedding.
So what do I do? How do I meet friends? Casual lunch or after-work drinks. You're not taking these boys to see The Devil Wears Prada. Oh, God, I love that movie.
In the movie, this is the first time I've ever experienced what it's like to just kind of have some sweet hangage.
Yeah, that kind of remark isn't going to improve his situation.
Unfortunately, he doesn't consult me about the way he's supposed to find guy friends.
Yeah, he got up in there.
Like tongue?
A whole bunch of tongue deep in my mouth.
Now there's someone who'd be happy to join him for The Devil Wears Prada, but probably not be willing to be his best man. Luckily, he did end up meeting that special guy.
I'm the realtor, Sidney Fife.
Hey, check out these two.
That guy needs to fart. He does seem to be clenching.
Watch the leg. Boom.
Huh?
Oh, come on, really? Right in the interview?
Whoa.
Is there anything else our audience should be concerned about?
The camera could explode from how funny we are.
That's a bold statement, Jason. Let's find out.
Oh, wait a minute, I just got...
It's all fun and games, boys, until you get put in a situation that really stinks. Like Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock in The Proposal.
Let's see a kiss.
Let me just do it really fast. Give her a real kiss.
When Sandra Bullock faces deportation charges for an expired visa, she decides to marry her assistant, Andrew.
Thought it'd be a nice surprise.
In a fabricated kind of way.
Room service.
Now, this seems like a good idea at first, but there are some facts about the morning that you simply can't cover up.
Oh my God, what is that?
I'm sorry.
What is it?
It's the morning.
Maybe you should have taken a cold shower, but unfortunately, showers don't always help in relieving the awkwardness.
Oh my God!
Naked!
Why are you wet?
This sounds terrible, but you sort of see what you're made of, literally and figuratively. I mean, you know, to go through that thing, it's like being waterboarded.
Wow, being naked with me is like being waterboarded.
No, being naked with me.
It's a good thing that these two are close friends in real life. Is he always this blunt, Sandra?
This is what.
Sorry.
This is what.
I apologize.
Well, this was. Yeah.
You were saying about the contracting economy?
Now, normally we wouldn't let you charm your way out of this conversation, Ryan, but we do have other movies in 2009 that made us laugh.
I'm not great at sex, so at the end of every time I gotta go, normally I do better than that. Girlfriends are so much better. You finish up and you're just like, well, you know.
Sandler played George Simmons, a headlining comic who finds out that a devastating disease allows him less than a year to live.
You are a very funny man. I enjoy your movies.
And I enjoy all of your movies.
Which movies?
The ones where you try to kill Bruce Willis.
But it was the real Adam Sandler who had the big problem, having to pretend to have sexual chemistry with the leading lady, who happens to be the director's wife.
Exactly. I know how it's going. Like, I just watch it, and if I'm aroused, I know it's working. And if I'm not aroused, I'm like, what are you doing?
He is a wise rabbi right now.
Judd's learned a lot over the years on how to be funny. How could he not when he was once roommates with Adam Sandler before they were famous? But apparently, actors aren't the only ones who adjust their personal life to prepare for a film.
I had my wife not have sex with me for 6 months, just so I would feel like how I felt back then.
Yeah, Judd took his time in between ladies back then.
But laughter wasn't the only emotion triggered by the big screen this year.